There's no denying it. Taxidermy like this to some is revolting. To others, it's simply a memory. In an ordinary-looking house in Ladysmith, an aging man is surrounded by images of the past, evoking memories as fresh as the day they were made.
I never hunted with a guide, but I'd go ashore and I'd inquire, and they'd give me a name of somebody that they were reliable, and they'd take me out.
Arnie Carlson sailed the seas for 22 years with the U.S. Navy and Merchant Marine, came home to Ladysmith, and eventually became chief of police. Retired now, he is awakened and goes to sleep by the hum of voices and winds and the images of animals swirling in his fading recollections of these specimens he brought home to Ladysmith. Exotics acquired in the 1950s and 60s during trips to Africa, New Zealand, Australia, Russia.
I really enjoy them. I sit here nights all alone, I'm single. It gets damn lonesome. But I rehatch all these trips I made and helps kill the time.
He hardly fits the stereotypical image of a rich, elite, big game hunter, the kind he'd read about in those high-adventure outdoors magazines of his younger days, the kind that instilled dreams carrying him to distant shores.
Well, I read a lot, and I see a certain game advertised or pictures of them, and someday I'm going out and get one of them.
How did you do it? Did you like to camp, or did you stay, or...
A lot of times I stayed in the camp, sometimes in a blanket under a tree, and pretty rough going.
Why did you always hunt alone, Arnie?
Well, some of these guys, they want to drink all the time. Of course, you can't really get them out of a tavern.
So you tried to avoid that?
Yeah.
What do you think of hunters today compared to back when you were real active doing it?
I don't think they hunt much nowadays.
What do you mean by that?
I don't think they take any big trips, and they're satisfied with deer hunting, and that's about it.
Yeah. Is it still possible for them to take big trips?
Sure. Sure is.
Arnie Carlson enjoys telling his stories to small groups of school children and adults, like the time a grizzly charged him and he shot it at 10 yards, hunting with Inuits for walrus among Arctic ice floes, going after elephants in the African bush, being torpedoed and afloat in a life raft for 17 hours before rescuers hauled him off to Australia, where he discovered abundant wildlife in the backcountry. His wife is deceased, his children scattered about the country. Now he sits alone, looking through the same animals, back to when he was never lonely, on the move dawn to dusk, taking any risks to fulfill his yearning for another trip and more adventure.
Yeah, it's a beautiful country. I enjoyed every minute of it. I dreaded coming back.
His trophies are gathering dust. A family member has expressed interest in them. And Arnie Carlson takes a great deal of comfort in knowing that through the years, maybe he's inspired someone to go looking for some of the same.
Would you do it all over again?
Yeah, if I was able, I would. I enjoyed it.
What do you miss about it?
Sitting here alone all day. Living alone, I enjoy looking at them and recycling the trip. It's kind of peps me up.